5-day outlook later on in the broadcast.
Okay, John, thank you very much. And when we get back, we will have more special coverage of today's Welcome Home Parade.
This summer, let Amtrak show you America.
War of the Stars has been sponsored by the full line of 1986 Volkswagens.
Going where you please. Woodland is welcome there. Bank America travelers checks. Peru to Kathmandu. From St. Parlez-vous, see the British Isles. You can go for miles. Hop the South Pacific. World money is terrific. World money. See the world money. Bank America travelers checks.
Introducing the Subaru 3-door. The perfect car for the night life. A perfect car for the wildlife. And the perfect car for real life.
2,000 cars must be sold in June. See your local Subaru dealer today.
Hello, I'm Dan Travanti. You know, the Chicago Christian League has been around since 1909. It's quite a place. Over the years, they've served over 16 million meals, provided over 45 million beds, and clothed countless others. But the League does more than that. They have a shelter for homeless women and a thrift store where furniture and other household items are repaired and sold. The League helps men and women regain their dignity and return to independent living. Yes, the League's purpose is to help the whole person. A lot of love, dedication, and hard work. That's what the Chicago Christian League is all about. People helping people. Won't you help keep the great tradition alive? Please support the Chicago Christian League. 123 South Green Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Let's get involved. The time is now. Thank you.
Thanks, Chicago!
Live on Channel 5, this is the 5 o'clock news with Roy Weisinger and Marlene McClinton, Jim Tillman with weather, and Mark Giangreco with sports. The Channel 5 News at 5.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, a reunion with a special significance. Dozens of Chicagoans who a year ago commanded the attention of the world are celebrating tonight 1 year after their freedom from a terrorist ordeal. Channel 5's Pat LaLama has details.
The former hostages had hoped for a private social gathering. Even families of the hostages bowed out today. It was to be a private celebration of life. But graciously, they welcomed the repetitive inquiries of TV crews and newspaper reporters.
A year ago today, we were flying around the Middle East. So, in the middle of Mass, I'm reflecting, where were we now, Algiers or Beirut? And it is, just being together, it's very beautiful.
It is impossible to erase the memories of a hostile attack by Shiite extremists. Harder for some.
It's an experience you don't forget, and this just makes you relive it all over again.
But easier for others.
I haven't really had any problems.
While it is a celebration of survival for the former TWA hostages, it is that very experience that has made them ever mindful of the 5 remaining captives in Lebanon, including Father Lawrence Martinjenko of Joliet. And for those remaining 5, these people dedicate every action, every deed, every prayer. Pat Lalama, Channel 5 News.
John Cardinal O'Connor, Archbishop of New York, is at Lebanon now, hoping to negotiate the release of those hostages. And today he's meeting with religious and political leaders in an attempt to achieve a breakthrough. Marlene?
The reunion is almost over tonight for Vietnam veterans reunited here in Chicago. Now, after the hellos and the successful parade, it's time to begin the goodbyes.
Channel 5's Ray Suarez now joins us from the Vietnam Memorial at Grant Park. Ray?
Since today is a nicer day than much of yesterday was, people are taking advantage of the presence of the moving wall here and coming down and looking at this moving memorial for Vietnam veterans. And also, a lot of the vets who came to town for the Memorial Weekend have been saying unofficially to Chicagoans they meet, "Thank you very much, Chicago." But a lot of them who came here wanted to do a little more. So what they've done is gotten a large tablecloth, and they're making a thank you card for Chicago. Vets have been signing up all day, a lot of them who came for one last look at the wall before heading home to the other parts of the country or other parts of the world that they came here from. And they've been signing up, putting little messages on the wall, on the card, to thank people. Okay, and here's what it looks like. A thank you card for Chicago from the Vietnam vets who came here for this Memorial Weekend. It started all during last week with the wall, with memorial services, and then culminated Friday with the parade. But it isn't over yet. There are still thousands of people right behind me. And, of course, all these signatures here on the thank you card for those of you, I'm sure, at home watching this. And one of the men who signed in on the thank you card for the Vietnam vets is Mike Manning, who's a former Marine who served in Vietnam from Springfield. Why is it that the vets need to say that extra thank you?
Well, because the city of Chicago has long been known as the city that makes people welcome. And on behalf of all the Vietnam veterans who've been here this weekend, I have to say thank you, Chicago. You've done your welcoming job as best you've ever done before. It's been, in the words of all the veterans I've spoken to, it has been absolutely awesome. The parade you gave us, the receptions you've given us, the hotels, the people, remarkable.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Reporting live from Grant Park, Ray Suarez, Channel 5 News.
Okay, Ray, thank you. That was nice.
That is nice. Hope it's hung someplace. The veterans who came to Chicago shared tears, time, and tender memories. They will leave, most of them, without the heavy emotional baggage they have carried since the war. Others will stay.
James Hobson will be here. Says his military service and even the war had a positive effect on him.
I was a warrior before I went in, and I'm a warrior, or was a warrior when I went to Vietnam, and I'm a warrior now, in a sense, because I'm trying to help these young people out here at Kiwanis Park and in the Rogers Park community in general.
Kiwanis Park used to be one of the roughest parks in the Chicago area, but there's respect, even reverence here now, mostly for James Hobson.
You love to have a neighborhood that's clean, rid of gang members, rid of crime. He's the type of gentleman that a lot of people look up to.
He's like a father. No, he's like a father to everybody.
They have track, softball, basketball, and and volleyball, and a whole lot of other things.
Mothers feel the park is safe again for their children.
Right, I can bring my kids and go to the store and come back and get them. It's just like an after-school daycare center.
The other is not a reality. You lost the game.
We lost the game, but we had fun. Yeah, man.
You lost the battle, but you did not lose the war.
The park's reputation didn't scare Hobson, an orphan placed in 32 foster homes and the juvenile detention center before enlisting in the armed services.
The problems that these kids have, I'm well aware of, most of them, and I just have a feeling for them, and I understand them, and they understand me.
In Vietnam, he was a platoon leader, responsible for leading 40 to 50 men through life and death circumstances. Nothing much has changed for Hobson. Lives are still at stake.
Hobson has worked at Kiwanis Park for 5 years, and he plans to continue working there. Channel 5 will rebroadcast Friday's Vietnam Veterans Parade tonight. If you missed it, you will be able to see it. See the rebroadcast tonight at 11:45.
There's much more to come on the Channel 5 News at 5. We'll take you to a worship service where the church is gone.